All right, we are back for part two on the science of getting rich. So, if you weren't here for the first video, I'd recommend you go back and watch the video I recorded yesterday. That was part one of the science of getting rich. We're going to continue because I really enjoyed really breaking it down and I want to jump back into it. And it's my YouTube channel, so I get to do that. Now, here's the thing. He says, right, we're going to pick up where we left off. It says there's nothing wrong with wanting to get rich. The desire for riches is really the desire for a fuller, richer, and more abundant life. And that desire is praiseworthy. The man who does not desire to live more abundantly is abnormal. And so the man who does not desire to have money enough to buy all he wants is abnormal. And this is cool because right now what he's doing is he's giving you permission to want more, to desire more out of life, which if you're anything like how I was growing up, I felt ashamed for wanting more because I was told you should be happy with what you have. And I'm all for that. I have gratitude every single day. Like I'm grateful that I can wake up, breathe through my nose and wiggle my fingers and toes. However, I still have more desire for more. It's just a part of my nature. It's part of who I am. And so he says, if you don't have that desire, he says you're actually abnormal. Now, there are three motives for which we live. We live for the body, we live for the mind, and we live for the soul. No one of these is better or holier than the other. All are alike, desirable, and no one of the three, body, mind, or soul, can live fully in either if the other is cut short of a full life and expression. I love this because he's saying that mind, body, and soul, they're all interconnected. And to become someone that says, well, you know what? I just focus on my soul. Okay, but to ignore the mind and body, you are doing life a disservice. To only focus on your body, but to ignore the soul and to ignore the mind, we know how that goes, right? You're doing the rest of you a disservice. So he says it's not right or noble to live only for the soul and deny mind or body, and it's wrong to live for the intellect and deny body or soul. We're all acquainted with the loathsome consequence of living for the body and denying both mind and soul. And we see that real life means the complete expression of all that man, he uses that word a lot, all that man can give forth through body, mind, and soul. Whatever he can say, no man can be really happy or satisfied unless his body is living fully in every function, and unless the same is true of his mind and his soul. Wherever there is unexpressed possibility or function not performed, there is an unsatisfied desire. And desire is possibility seeking expression or function seeking performance. Look at that. Desire is possibility seeking expression. Every time you have a desire, it's this inner potential. There's something internal inside of you that is seeking expression. Let's keep going here. Man cannot live fully in body without good food, comfortable clothing, and warm shelter, and without freedom from excessive toil. Rest and recreation are also necessary to his physical life. All right, we see that we need good food, right? Healthy, nutritious food that nourishes the body, comfortable clothing, things that we feel good in, warm shelter, we need a roof over our head, and freedom from excessive toil. He's not saying to not work. He's just saying not to be overworked, not overworked like a slave. Rest and recreation, in other words, getting your rest, and also having hobbies, having fun, are necessary to his physical life. He cannot live fully in mind without books and time to study them, without opportunity to travel and observation, and without intellectual companionship. This I thought was so interesting. His mind is nourished by having books to read and being able to travel, right? To see other places in the world, to have those new experiences. That's how you grow the mind, and stimulating conversation. Some of you have friends in your life who are no longer stimulating the conversation, and they are literally killing the growth of your mind. They're killing that piece of you, mind, body, and soul. They are shrinking. They are destroying. They are devouring your mind. Let's keep going. To live fully in soul, man must have love, and love is denied expression by poverty. Let's dive in deeper because he's going to break that down. A man's highest happiness is found in the bestowal of benefits on those he loves. Love finds its most natural and spontaneous expression in giving. The man who has nothing to give cannot fill his place as a husband or a father or a citizen or as a man. It is in the use of material things that a man finds full life for his body, develops his mind, and unfolds his soul. It is therefore of supreme importance for him that he should be rich. That one hit me the first time I read it because it made sense to me. A part of your soul is expressed life, right? Life is love. God is love. God is life. So this life, right? This love is given expression when we give gifts. Gifts of what? Because some of you are like, well, Marlon, you don't need to buy gifts. You could just spend time with people. Okay, well, let's run through your scenario of just spend time with people. If I want to spend all day with you, that means I am not going to work. I am not producing. I am not making income. So after our day is over and I don't have the money to buy my groceries, I don't have the money to pay for my rent, and now I'm homeless and I can no longer spend time with you, did I really give you the fullest expression of love if my love is cut off after today is over? How do I make it so that I can spend time with you day after day after day after day? I have to be able to buy my own time. I have to be able to afford not going off to work. So even giving time costs money. This is why you exchange your time for money at a W-2. So maybe someone's going to say, well, what about words, kind words? Great, I agree with you. You can give kind words and that doesn't cost anything. I would argue that you're able to give. It's easier to give kind words when you are taken care of, when you are comfortable in yourself, right? When I get hangry, I don't throw out kind words the same as when I've got a full tummy. So let's just look at this and explore and see maybe there's something here. It's perfectly right that you should desire to be rich. If you're a normal man or a woman, the first time he's using woman, if you're a normal man or woman, you cannot help doing so. It is perfectly right that you should give your best attention to the science of getting rich, for it is the noblest and most necessary of all studies. If you neglect this study, you are derelict in your duty to yourself, to God, and to humanity. For you can render to God and humanity no greater service than to make the most of yourself. Come on now. Like, did you hear that? And when you think about it, you want to be kind, you want to give more, you need more to give. You want to help out your church, your church requires tithe. Your church requires, well, the church doesn't require tithe, but God takes tithe. Your church requires donation, right? When you give, that's how the church grows. That's how the priests are able to stay in place. The pastors are able to stay in place. They can help more people. They can reach more people when they have more money. But you can't give. How do you help the homeless? You got to be able to feed them. See, you can give them a good word, but that good word falls on deaf ears if they're still hungry. Like, what did Jesus do? Jesus fed the people, then he taught them. He did it in that order. He didn't teach them, then feed them. He fed them, right? The Sermon on the Mount. He fed them first, and then he taught them. Think about that. So God's gift to you is more talent and ability than you could possibly use in your lifetime. Your gift to God is to develop as much as you can in this lifetime. By Steve Bow. Hopefully you're starting to see why I love this book. This is one of my favorites, hands down, top 10. I reread this book regularly. It has helped me to make so much more money because it has given me permission to make money. It gives me permission to earn more. So I want to give you permission to earn more. I want to encourage you to go pick this book up, to read through it, to discover for yourself. And don't just take my word for it. Test it. Test the information. Test it in the laboratory of your life and see, does it produce? So if you got value from this video, be sure to hit the like button. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts were, what your takeaway is, and subscribe to the channel because I drop videos like this every single day. Guys, I hope you enjoy. I will see you tomorrow on the next video.